Okay, so front yard, I was just talking to Brad and Sue. So nice driveway there, kind of bumps out here. Nice big flat back, or front yard, I should say, sorry. And then it's obviously brick and stone with a concrete porch. And this is all wood, so this would need to be maintained with paint. So I always like to point that out. It's not, you know, obviously maintenance free or anything. And a little bit of a step down. I am going to point out negatives about houses. They're again representing the buyer. You guys, I'm going to point out negatives. I'm not representing the seller. So I want to always make sure we're going into this process with your eyes wide open. So I'm going to be pointing out negatives, not trying to sound negative in the video here. Okay. All right, walking in the front door, there's slate flooring, and this is the hot water radiator heat, baseboard heat. And then these are real hardwood floors, which you can sand and stain a different color if you'd like. A little bit of wear and tear here on the windowsills. And these have screens, so these are casement windows on the side, but a nice big picture window. There's Sue, you can say hi to Sue. And real wood burning fireplace here. So I always say, you know, if a fireplace is a deal breaker, you'd want to get that checked out with a chimney sweep before you actually would use that. And then they do have some 2-prong outlets. I think most of these outlets are 2-prong, which there again, an inspector would want you to have that grounded. But nice big family room, kind of an L shape. And then a beautiful, beautiful big backyard. And you're on about an acre on here. And then this is, okay, a little, kind of like a breezeway here. This looks like it's heated, has its own thermostat, and they must have closed it in because it has the water too. These floor tiles are most likely the old Armstrong asbestos tiles. So that's something that you'd want to, you know, not a problem unless they're kind of breaking away, which it does look like there's some breakage there. And they did some brick here. And then they did some sort of painted the kind of like a pegboard, I guess. And then into garage, nice big 2-car garage with a door to go outside and nice windows outside. And this door here, typically we like to say this be a metal door because it's a wood door going from garage space with gasoline into living space, which I guess you could argue that this isn't technically living space if it's like a breezeway, but they did close it in. So that's something as an improvement that I would always sort of recommend considering down the road. Okay. And then these are all casement windows as well. And a swing door into the kitchen, so kind of a older style. And then looks like original Formica countertops, original cabinets with new hardware. But these are real wood cabinets. Nice. And a big Lazy Susan, wow. And then stoves, dishwashers, built-in microwaves always stay with homes. Washer, dryer, fridge are the negotiable items. So that's something that we could talk about and look at. A little bit of a, is this actually, or no, this is linoleum too. I thought it was maybe a butcher block, but it might be not real. Ceiling fan. Again, 2-prong outlets. And there's a 3-prong here with a GFCI protected outlet, which is good. So they definitely updated something in the kitchen here. And then off the kitchen is a little pantry. And then one of the bedrooms. Again, real hardwood floors. And these windows, these are all probably original windows. And it looks like this one and these, the seal has broken. So you see that fogginess. I don't know if it's showing through the video, but that fogginess doesn't necessarily go away because the seal has broken. So typically you can get new glass pane, glass for that, or obviously, you know, all new replacement windows. But Again, some 2-prong outlets, but nice size recessed lighting. Into the bathroom, which they did an updated vanity, higher vanity with a walk-in shower. They did this updating. I mean, this looks, definitely not original, which is nice that some things have been updated. And then toilet, and then it goes back out into this hallway. Oh, and it has a Dutch door. I love the Dutch door. And that goes into sort of a sun porch. And it looks like it's concrete. Yeah, and then access to the basement. Yeah, so you see all the brick on the back here too. It just rained, so it doesn't feel too bad now. Like it's cooled it off a little bit. And they did update the ceiling here. And again, a nice view of the backyard. And this has access to the basement. Drain here. Okay, so the washer and dryer in the basement here. They do have a sink and an old stove. They must have maybe done some canning or things down here. Probably copper. Yeah, it looks like copper piping down there. Yeah, mostly copper, which is age appropriate. And you're on concrete block walls for the foundation. Another full bathroom. No light. Where's the light? Oh, here. Okay, raised shower, which is typical for plumbing when you have a lower level there. And these ceiling tiles, these might be the old Armstrong asbestos tiles as well. I know more about and they removed all the flooring. You can kind of see the tiles that they removed. So just something to be aware of. And the electric panel looks like it's 200 amp. It looks pretty full. Another fireplace down here. And the door here. Okay, this is where the well is. No light. Okay, so that door, I took photos. I'll put them in the video as well. That was where the well bladder is. It looks like there's an old well bladder in there that they never removed. Here is your boiler for the hot water radiators with all the copper piping. I don't know if you're familiar with how that works, but basically this is for the heat for all that hot water radiators upstairs. And then this is your clean out for the fireplace. We have storage. These have the old wood paneling. More storage. Another section. The basement kind of never ends, does it? And more storage. And this is an oil tank. Yeah, this is a newer oil tank. And that's your sewer line. And lots of copper. Crawl space in there.
Crawl space under whatever that is.
Water heaters, 2018. Electric water heater. Okay, this is interesting. I wonder if they added on and then added these crawl space, because it looks like they punched that out. Another sewer line. Okay, we're going up the other stairs, which the basement stairs go into the house off of the kitchen. If we're getting her frame of reference here, and then the other steps are that way to the basement. Okay, and then from kitchen is dining room, built in there. Closet, coat closet. Another closet. Laundry chute. Very cool. Yeah. And then another bedroom. Looks like my lights on now.
TV room.
Yeah. Could be office, study. And then, oh, okay, so it loops around.
Yeah.
Kitchen.
Does have a closet.
No,
Yeah, so this loops around. Gotta get your bearings in here. You can get lost. Another full bath. This is a little, needs updating. Obviously original tile, original flooring, original tub. Another closet. A lot of storage opportunities here. Yeah, I think the air handler's up there for the AC. And then another bedroom, which they put the bed kind of tucked it into the closet.
Could have 2 closets.
Recess lighting. Yeah, that's. And again, hardwood floors. Okay, and in this closet is the attic access, which we think is probably the AC is up there. Because all the vents, yeah, because the filter's here.
Right.
Yep, and all the vents are in the ceiling for the central air. So.
it's working very well.
Yes. Another closet.
Another closet.
Yeah, and a lot of storage. And then back to the front door. Backyard, side yard, brick looks pretty good. Definitely have some roots from these trees. I don't know which trees these roots are coming from, but that's a really big tree. Yeah, the roof looks pretty good. Architectural shingle. There is moss on the front. That is a rubber roof over the porch. So a little different maintenance there. They last a long time, but you need to make sure that the seams are all caulked and everything. Otherwise it'll crack. But what a great big space.
Do you know how far back it goes?
I think it goes to where those wires, beyond that row of trees. Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yep. Yeah, it really is.
They're going from Newgrass
Okay.
because they live in Santa Fe.
Right, yeah. All very dry and
We could build a second house back there.
and there's actually a light back here. A light pole. You kind of can't see it through the video. And we're going to get rained on again. Or is it from the tree?
Sure.
Yeah. So we kind of walk to the back of the property here, thinking the line's like right here. And then there's 2 houses. One here, one over here. And that's Blossom Hill Road over around the bend. So it has a little bit of an upslope, but very gradual.